Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, let's see. Good afternoon, family. Good afternoon. So, hi, well, welcome to the studio to Le Frere. As you guys know, that we have no set anything for this live. This live is just a hangout with me kind of a live, and with that with that said, I'm not going to be able to move around with you or do this live outside. My phone is charging again. Your girl has been working. She's been doing stuff even though she has not really. Um, I've shared about the numbness within self at this period of my life. But I think, and the reasons I shared it too is because I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything, how do I say, I don't want to use the word negative, but in a way to just to make sure that I'm not, procrastinating or not showing up with myself. But I did know that I felt freaking amazing within myself. I feel empowered. I feel, yeah, empowered is the right word in for where I'm at right now. And that's simply just because I'm healed. I've let go. I've cleansed the well, the soul. You know what I mean? And that's something not difficult to do when you know yourself. This is why I say a relationship with yourself is very important. Guys, my phone has been dripping, sliding on my tripod. I have no clue what that's about. But anyways, I am early today with this live. I'm definitely going to do a podcast pertaining to this numbness so that anyone senses some similarities to what I am in this present moment can understand, and again know that it is nothing bad, that it's just them having already seen self, learned self, having already decided and chosen to show up, be accountable for self, and understand that they are actually and truly firm on in their boundaries and boundaries that they have for self. And this is the thing why it is I wanted to look it up. That I have always known myself. I've always known the situations and relationships that I get into people because I'm always honest. Firstly with myself and then with the individuals. So whatever happens and the outcome comes of a situation, I'm never walking away feeling disappointed in a sense, or feeling that I didn't give my all, or you know what I mean. I'm always straightforward. Even if they don't like to hear what I have to say, I'm always going to be straightforward because I prefer to be that way. Tomorrow is another day. If we want to keep having a friendship, whatever, with each other, it's best that we both understand how we truly feel, what really makes us feel good, or and etc. And so those were those things. And secondly, too, this, I think the biggest thing too was the fact that people misunderstand that your blood is supposed to walk over you, even though you may say no sometimes. Or yes, you say no, and then hi, they come back into your life and you just let them in freely, willingly, etc. I don't do that crap. I really don't. And lastly, it is simply because I have always wanted to know and understand myself, and I've been doing the work. I've been taking my time to see it, to experience it, to give it to myself. And yes, I've experienced some really crap along the road, and that's why I'm happy where I'm at now. That hi, I'm fine. Actually, I'm really good. I was having a bit of a dip from low energy the last the last week and a half, but today I'm actually starting to feel better. Thank you. And I posted on my IGs. So I've taken moringa before when I used to live overseas. I've taken the powder and the seeds. And since I'm here, I've been taking it on and off. And this past month or 2 weeks ago, this whole numbness feeling, etc., I experienced a really, really low energy situation. And so I've been back to the moringa tree. Even the reasons too I couldn't charge my phone on time to do this maybe outside with you guys is because I filmed myself, not, I mean, I filmed myself picking the moringa leaves, so to say. And this was my second time within the span of a week and a half. So it's currently drying now. I just rinsed it out and it's drying, and I'm gonna let it dry out completely. I put it in everything. I've been making some snacks for myself with pure cacao, um, and few ingredients is because I'm doing my best to be clean, eating clean. And I put the moringa leaf in there as well. So I'm gonna post some of those recipes. I just wanted to try some things out first. That's how I do it, and then share it so that you all can try it yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. India. We have India in the house. We have, thank you so much. Oh yes. Oh, thank you so much. I love my accent. I really and truly do. It is me. And that's the key thing about having a relationship with yourself, listening to your own voice, hearing it, or the way you pronunciate certain things, the way you see things, your physical physique, your structure, etc. You gotta love it. No one else is going to. And if there is anything to change, you know why you're changing it, and that is all that is important. But thank you so much, my accent. But it's so funny because the way I say cacao, my cousin or my mom was like on me about it. And I'm like, but wait a minute, I know that's the right way to say it. And I think it's too because living in Munich, in Germany, I speak German. We say heiße cacao. So I have that from that. But I know I didn't completely just get it from saying it in that version until I was it I don't know, they were pressuring me and my brain was like, so eventually the universe gave me a sign and it was correct. I know it is cacao in English speaking as well, versus also in German we say heiße cacao, which is hot cacao, hot chocolate, hot cacao. So I struggle even to say chocolate because then I have to think. So that was quite funny when that happened to me. I was laughing because I'm like, Julia, why are you making us stress out of this? I wasn't really, but they were like, you say cacao is chocolate. I'm like, no, it's cacao. But I was also teasing them. Again, for me, the only context to why it is I said about social media is the fact that there are things that the universe is trying to help you with signs, especially when you're looking for information and stuff like that. You need to be the one to have discernment on what is and what isn't for you. That's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant by that. I'm not sure if I should keep the microphone. Can you guys hear me without it? Aussie? I'm not Aussie. That is so cool. Wow, I'm Aussie. This is interesting. That is so nice. I like that. But I do know what is the Aussie accent, but I have never thought that I had that. I've never even tried it. I can switch to British accent very easily. For commercials, I can switch to other languages. I just need to hear it first. But the Aussie, thank you so much. I love that compliment. Merci. That is so cool. But yes, I do switch to, and that was something I didn't realize too I was doing when I was a mother. I didn't switch so much to say like Trini accent, the Trini dialect, certain things, a little, but it was always in the British. I would always switch into the British. So instead of saying the for the trash, you know, I would say the bin, the trash bin. I think that's what it, yeah. I forget the word that I used to say, but I would usually switch without even realizing I was doing that. I'll read it and try to see if I can understand the Aussie accent. Yes, I do. I speak German. Ich spreche Deutsch. Meine Deutsch ist, wie sagt man? Uh, I would say it, I'm saying it's good, but you know what I mean? I've lived there for 10 years. I did do some classes as well. The only thing I still have this issue with the der, die, das situation. But yeah, ich spreche Deutsch. Ich habe ja in München gewohnt für 15 Jahre, Entschuldigung. 15 Jahre habe ich in Deutschland gewohnt. Ich habe ein deutsches Kind, das ist auch, meine Tochter ist deutscher und amerikanische, what is the word again? Gebürs, I forget the word in German. So she has citizenship for Germany and America. Yeah, and I know I need to start speaking slightly a little bit more in German when I'm doing these things too. I try to do my best, but again, when I speak on, you know, self-love, boundaries, encouraging people, even in Germany, the people who would speak to me, they always, the moment they hear the English comes out in some way, shape, and form, they would switch. It was like they were literally happy to have the opportunity to speak English with me. But this was the reasons too that I was able to learn German. I'm very straightforward, as I said. And so what I did, when people realized that I spoke English, what I would do is be like, okay, cool. Here's the deal. I want to learn your language. So if you want me to say it in English, cool, I will do that. But I would like you to respond back in German. And then if there's a space or a moment where you want to say the word in English, we can switch roles. So I always, and I did this with a lot of people, even in the supermarket. People would see me and people would smile and they start talking with me. And then I'm like, no, wait. Okay, say it in English. They would say it in English to me, and I'm like, okay, but what is it in German? I need to know in German. So I always made it very clear to people, whether shopping for food, shopping in the pharmacy or whatever, that I still wanted to know the exact word or phrase or sentence structure in German. That is how I learn languages. And that's exactly what I say too. If I were to ever be place in Italy or place in France for I know for a fact I will speak a language fluently in 3 months, because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid for someone to laugh at me. I'm not afraid for someone to say I'm pronouncing things wrong. For me, life has always been, I'm here, I want to experience something. And when I put my mind to something and I know what I want, I'm just going to go for it. So, and I just pray sometimes too that the universe just sends people, okay, that will really and truly, you know, help me, work with me. Yeah, hope you're following me. All right. What's your opinion about Arabic? I learned, sorry, someone's asking me questions here. I learned Farsi, Persian, and I've only had two relationships my whole life. And my very first was Persian. He was from Tehran. It wasn't because of him. Don't even get yourself twisted. No. It was because of the music. He started to play his music one day, and one voice touched my heart. That's the only way I can think about it. It touched my heart. And because it touched my heart, I was like, I want to learn this language because this woman's voice was amazing. The way that she sang and the I don't, it just moved me so much that I went and took Farsi as my second language when I probably should have took French first and then, but whatever. So I took Farsi, Persish language to learn my first year semester in college in America. But unfortunately, how should I say this? I didn't get to utilize it very much. My first boyfriend he was all right. He, yeah, let's just put it that way. You know, he was a good person, but he had also issues within himself as well. So I did try to find ways to keep it, but then after you move to a foreign country, German, then becoming a mom, you lose certain things if you don't know what to do to keep it. And I wish I did, because I've met so many Persian people along the path that also spoke French, and also then meeting other people from other Latin language that speaks French and their language and whatever else. And I was like, okay, this has a correlation that I could have kept and have it. So, I mean, the only thing I remember from the Persian language is Salam Khubi, Khodofez, you know, a few little phrases I remember. I did keep my books and everything. I was kind of trying to get back into it, but I can't be stretching myself too much with French, Persian. I learned a little Italian too, because we used to travel to Italy all the time, every year for vacation, sometimes twice a year, 3 times a year. So I'm quite diverse, but not to the point where it's like I can say that the Italian and the Persian and the French is like, how do you say, closest to being like a mother tongue. You know, it's like you're fluent in it. Let's put it that way. So I'm fluent in German. I'm fluent in English because it's my mother tongue. But the Italian and the French and the Farsi, which is slash Arabic, I'm not, because I have not been able to really take my time and put in the work. And I'm honest with myself. I want to, I love the languages. I just gotta, you know, allow myself to find the ways to do, and it's just simple, you know. That's the reasons too why I have myself listening to French radio station, just so that I have noise of that language in the background. Whenever something in French comes up, I just pay attention to Kehab, Kehodofes. Yeah. Kehodofes. See, I'm reading. So I went to Santa Monica College. Kehodofes. I like this. You got it. Kehodofes. You see, I forgot already. Kehodofes, right? Is that right? Okay, so anyways, someone was asking me some questions. Yeah, just reading. Yes, so today, guys, we're just chit-chatting. Again, because I really and truly, I have been through it, but I am still also happy. And I started this new chronicle where it's like a diary for me. I think I only did it for me because I wanted to be able to look back and see, you know what I mean, where I was versus where I am. And I'm also having fun to writing my what is it called? It's science fiction, but it's also fairy tale kind of a situation I'm writing in my gazette for the Princess of the Rose Moon. And I started back for the second or the third time a story, but I turned it into a story, something that came to me in 2018 when I really and truly realized now was the time to leave my ex. So I get visions, and this vision was one of the things that really rattled me, and it helped me because it didn't just come at that time alone. It came often for the past couple of years. And there was a situation also within that also had me look at why it is I didn't share so much of myself spiritually wise, of what I'm capable of, what I do. That helped me a lot. That specific vision, dream, whatever, and I've turned it into I have turned it into a story, something that is going to be for a book, something that is going to be, it's possible to be a movie and all. But for me it is, and it's just for me, and I think I look at it as too as an outlet for myself. I did not know, I have not known that I am this sort of creative. You're just doing things when you're young, you just, enjoying yourself, trying out stuff. So you don't look at it as those things. It's just part of you. So as time goes by, I realize more and more. Okay, so I'm so sorry that you're writing me a lot. Okay, let me read here. Arabic requires a lot of throat vocal pronunciation practice, as you hear as, yes, of course, of course. Yes, and I know the reasons why too I love Persian is because I gravitate along with Egyptian language as well. I know there's many different ones, and I haven't looked into it completely, but there's something about that language that really and truly resonates with me. And again too, there's certain pronunciation of words that, from different cultures, that people would be, and people have said this to me before, they like, no one has ever pronounced it correctly or say it in that way, like how they say it, because it's the mouth, inner mouth, the tongue, certain places. And I've always been successful with that, and that's how I know that I have a thing for languages, but also different types, you know what I mean? But yes, you're very, very correct on that. And then too, there were certain German words too that requires certain pronunciations, and I'm able to do it. So yeah, um, and that is the thing too, why I have always had, like, my mom and I were just talking about it. I was born here, but I'm not from here. You know what I mean? And it's not a bad thing. It's just what it is, I embrace it. So, oh yes, I'm sweating. Anyways, so yeah, we're in the studio in my room. Doors closed, phone is charging. And so yes, I was talking about this story that I've been writing. So the one that I've been publishing on my gazette, I didn't know what to do, right? I've tried to reach out before for publishing my poetry. I've reached out to a few publicists and stuff like that, and everyone had told me no. And I just kept, listening to what's coming in my mind and stuff like that. And so I was writing this, and I decided to put it in the gazette. And because I'm doing that and I'm happy I'm sharing it, something said, let's rewrite the other one that I was doing before. I don't know how I'm gonna, present it, or if I'm going to, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it's something that I've already said before I was going to redo. So again, this is probably the fourth time I'm redoing it. And I decided to do it this way too, because when I started back, on social media and being present, I had to really clear out my computer. And so I just deleted everything, and that was also there. So I'm happy. But I've been watching, and I was reading some books before, on and off. Wasn't able to do a lot of. That has kind of sparked me to want to write these things again more. Yeah. And that's the thing why I had to look up this numbness feeling. I know it wasn't something bad, but at the same time I wanted to make sure the fact that I was also feeling drained, if that was me, wanting to not show up anymore, or just, if I just wanted to know what kind of a space I was, because it was definitely a little bit different from what I have experienced before. But I know it's a good thing. Sometimes you just need time, and I'm happy that I did that too. I listened. I've been eating the moringa. The thing too about me, even though you still showing up for yourself, loving yourself, you're not going to push yourself in ways that you think you want to keep showing up, but you shouldn't in that extent. You still can show up, but don't push yourself and exceed past the energy level that you're at. So I've been working out still, but I've pared it back so much that I would just do like 2 to 3 reps of a specific movement, two at least. um, um, do my lymphatic jumping movements, because I don't have a trampoline, and a few other stuff to do for that. And then a nice shower, do my lymphatic massages, have my music playing in the background, and then I would just be like, okay, cool, relax. And so once you do those things, it's not like you're not showing up for yourself, but you're showing up for yourself in a much calmer and easier way. And this is also too, especially for us women, you're helping your nervous system, because the reasons why this energy comes towards you of being numb is because you're no longer trying to show off or show up to the outside world for validation, to be seen, to be understood. You've already been doing the work. You've already been peering back within yourself what has kept you locked away, what has kept you thinking your limitations, that you can or can't do certain things, etc., etc. And so now you come into a space where it's like, I'm just happy with me. I know what makes me happy. I know what I can do to, keep attaining that and having that and giving that to myself. And so the comprehension of that is just you come into a peace within self. My hobbies is completely, it's crazy. My hobbies, I write poetry, I draw, I write stories, I do art. Sometimes, like, how do we say it, abstract or actual, figures, people, things. I dance a lot. I dance a lot. That's just for right now. I sew when I get an opportunity to. I'm kind of in between in some way, teaching myself French. From last year, I was really on it every day. I was doing it. This year, it's been kind of less of me being attentive to it, because I'm showing up here on social media. I'm teaching myself many things in Canva, how to create, make my stuff in there, editing in CapCut, all these things. So my hobbies is really, it's quite a lot, but at the same time, each and everything has a reflection to myself. I'm a model, so the drawing, the sketching, the fashion, that has a lot to do with that. the fact too that I am very much a vocal person, whereas like I know my boundaries, I know what is respect, I know what is love, what is self-care, and etc. I'm able to articulate those things, so that comes across in my writing as well. What can I say else? Modeling, dancing, certain kind of sports movements and stuff like that. That has a lot to do with that. So yeah, everything has a, or it comes back around. Let's say that. You know what I mean? So those are my hobbies for now. I play tennis. Um, I'm a runner, not like a runner, heavy runner, but a runner. And whenever something comes to me that I would like to try, even if I've never done it before, I will give it a try, just because I want to. So those are just the small hobbies for right now. um, so yes guys. So I think moving forward, I'm gonna continue with the putting this story with the princess and the rose moon in there, because I'm enjoying it a lot. I've already got some ideas of, the next chronicle, the next one. So I'm writing things, and maybe one day it could be published. I think it will be a nice, I don't know. I think it's already crossed. It is technically something for young kids, but for teenagers and for adults, because it's kind of like that. It's mythical. It has slight romance. I haven't reached that far yet, but I already see it in my head. And it has some fey kind of a mystery to it too. And I think that's what is intriguing to me about it. And I was thinking about it. I've always loved the moon. I have a very great relationship with the moon. For some strange reason, I do. That star is close to my heart. So yeah, that plays a big role in there. And I was thinking about it too. I drew something last year and I was looking at it and I'm kind of wondering, was that a real correlation to this story? Because there's the beginning. I think the beginning of this chronicle, there was about her dancing in her land, which is a realm opposite to ours. And I'm looking at this drawing and I'm like, why does this kind of it took me back to that, to my storyline that I came up with. And I'm like, what does this mean? and and that's actually funny, because sometimes that is how your spiritual, what is the word? I don't know what's the word I want to use, but it's like it's an alignment that you'd never even realize was possible or is. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've had stuff like this happen before, but sometimes you don't really think or you don't check. So I'm kind of I have it in the back of my mind, but I'm not like dwelling on it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I love doing things like this. I love creating. I have to be honest with you. I love creating. And also from reading kids' books to kids, I understand what is the emotions, the excitement and stuff like that. And also doing commercials too, from acting. Yeah, yeah. You kind of know what is what, how to do the voice and stuff like that. So it's quite nice. I just enjoy it. It's part of me, and I'm just moving on with that. But I do think I will share the other one for you, to you guys. started it back like 2 or 3 nights ago. I was just like, it's time to do this. It's time. How I'm gonna share it, I don't know yet. I really want that to be a book. I honestly want it to be a book. Thank you. So yes, again, today is just showing up. I'm surprised that I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, guys. The last couple of days, my energy was so bad. My eyes as well was kind of not so much foggy, but it wasn't. I wasn't able to focus clearly. Second, too, I know my that time of the month was supposed to come, but technically, with me, why I've had an app for a couple of years is because I've always had my period would always switch every. It has its cycle. Let's put it that way. But it's just it's different for me, and I know I'm past it already, and that would explain why is I was craving cacao again because of what I'm dealing with too with parasites. They are taking my nutrients, so I have to supply it. And then as women, you know, when it's close to that cycle, we do crave for those things. And so I made one recently again because I did make something before, and the dark chocolate I bought in the supermarket to melt to put on top had sugar in it, and I was like, it said dark bitter chocolate, and I put a piece of the thing in my mouth. I'm like, why does this taste sweet? And that's to tell you, like three little nibs, and I'm like, I could tell the sugar. So I turned the package around and I'm scanning it, and there it is. I was when I tell you I was so pissed. I was on fire. That's how angry I was. So I came online. I went and researched. Okay, if I put chocolate in there and it has sugar, based on what I'm doing, what can I do? So I've been drinking apple cider vinegar in warm water half an hour before I ate that. And the second thing too, I was like, okay, cool, my mom will eat it. She already does not like some of the things that I cook, but I'm like, this has chocolate in it. She tried it. Again, I like bitter, I like, so I put a lot of those cacao balls in there. I put a whole one. That is some cacao. I put butternut squash. I cooked it really good. Cinnamon, ginger, flaxseed, almond flour. I put a lot of those things. And so when she tasted, I think she said it was the cacao. It was too much for her and she couldn't handle it. So I had to then eat the rest of that thing by myself. It took me a few days before, actually it took me a week before I tried it again, because I was not afraid, but I just didn't want to mess up what I'm already doing. So I said, okay, Julia, you already looked up what to do. Bite the bullet, it's gonna have to go. So I started to do that, drink the apple cider vinegar half an hour before, and then what I would do, I'd take a piece of it and a handful of pumpkin seeds and have it together. So I'm like, okay, at least I'm killing two birds. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, that's how I am. And I don't care. If I knew someone to give it to, I would have given it to them. When I know what I want for myself, I'm gonna do it, no matter what. So I was really angry at me. Not at me, because I should have turned the package around. But I assumed it was what it said on the label in front. And so I tried another thing the other day where I was baking it in the oven, and it was just the cacao, almond flour, cinnamon, flaxseed, I think that's it. Right? Yeah. And I baked it in the oven and it was really good. Really good. No, a little bit of pumpkin, the butternut squash, sorry. the last of the butternut squash was in that, because I wanted something. I like more moist food and desserts. I like more moist. And again, I don't like sweet. I don't like too sweet. If it is going to be sweet, little, but not a lot. And that went down really, 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 really good. So I'm struggling now to find another recipe to make, simply because I want to just have it there. But I still am enjoying my cacao drink the way I've been making it. Usually I would do it with the almond milk, but this has been working really good. And I've been doing this for the past couple of months. Cacao in hot water with cinnamon. Sometimes I would do the orange peel in there, cayenne pepper, and you drink that. That is a magnesium bomb. A magnesium bomb. Serotonin lift for women, the cacao, the rich cacao. There's no sugar in there, so you're still gonna get a lot of good benefits from it with that. And the cayenne pepper is going to ignite the fire within your body and help the the cacao circulate. And I have been drinking that for months, really and truly, and I love it. So now to be making desserts with this thing is really exciting. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, just to make sure I keep up. Again, I bought the moringa, and so I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm going to dry the moringa. I'm going to add it into the desserts. So again, I'm just going to try a lot of things, see what works, how it tastes, and then I will keep posting the recipes and a picture of it. I would always post it for you guys on my Substack account. It's the only place you will find those things, so that you can try it out. And this is how I've always cooked and made stuff, and I like experimenting. This is me. I experiment with cooking for food wise and experiment baking wise. Always have. I will put the most weirdest ingredients together and I will make something. And I don't ever taste it. My mom, she says, you don't even taste the thing. And when it's done, it's chef's kiss. I trust my intuition. And I think it's simply too because I've been cooking from such a young age that my I don't know, I just trust and know and just do. I'm gonna knock on wood here. So far it's been really, really good. The things that I try and what comes out of it, it's been really amazing. I enjoy it a lot. I really do. And that's why I keep telling people, anything you want to add to your life in any way, shape, and form, whether it's a job experience that you're doing and you're not sure if it's right for you or whatever, inject it into your life, your day-to-day life. Simple, small routines. If you're someone that wants to do make cocktails, you know what I mean, buy yourself a simple cocktail set and find 2 to 3 recipes, and you then play around with it, change it up, and that will help you to enjoy it and find if it's for you. The same with your fashion as well. It's the same simple thing. Now you guys see me dressing in all these same things all the time. Today I wanted to do something different with this dress. I forgot already because I had to go. It was getting late and I wasn't sure if the rain was going to come down. So what I had in mind, I'm going to have to stand up. Hold on a minute. Push you back a little bit too. So you've seen this dress on before. See how sweaty it is? It's hot in here. And I was going to put a piece of coin here, but in the inside, and have it do like this today. I ran out of time. I really ran out of time because I have on my social media accounts, just to be present, I have one thing per day that I try to make sure I have, that I share always. And again, because my energy was so low, I didn't have anything scheduled. So I was pretty much just winging it today for today or tomorrow. I filmed it and then I just edited and I'm not complaining. I'm still showing up. I'm still having fun. So that was it. But I really wanted to do that because I'm like, okay, I've worn this so many times. I was going to either put on the fedora because the hair is in a mess. We need to wash it. But then I was like, okay, I could have put this coin there. And I tried it, but the coin that I have is a 10 cent. It's like this big. So I wanted to go to the money jar and get something bigger, like a 5 cent, TT 5 cent, because it's a little bit bigger, and put it in there. And I have my rubber band and everything there. And then I was like, okay, I don't know if it's gonna rain because we've been having rain on and off the past week. And so I was like, no, 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 this is done. Let me go quickly. And then I grabbed myself a little something, my first meal for the day. I put it in this cup here. The cabbage, red and green cabbage, okra, onion, garlic, moringa leaf, and some yellow lentils. Fun fact too, I soak the yellow lentils because I realized why I was starting back to have that I was starting back to have slight gut issues where I was getting inflamed, bloating. Legumes, that is lentils, chickpeas, and stuff like that. I can't be eating that too much, but I'm gonna try it on and off with a new technique. I've been soaking it overnight before I cook it, but now I'm gonna soak it how I've been soaking the white rice, the jasmine basmati rice, with the apple cider vinegar with mother. So I did that with the lentils, but I don't know what happened, what if that affected the fact that it took the whole day to cook. That lentils took the whole day to cook. So I'm gonna retry it again and see if maybe I made a mistake or something. I don't know. But what I do is I put the apple cider vinegar in there with half warm water and half room temperature water. And I let it sit overnight because it needs to sit for 24 hours. And then you cook it. But I literally was like, what the heck? The thing took the whole freaking day to cook. So thank God I had already cooked something before. I had something, but it was horrible. Oh, give me a minute. Someone's asking me a question here and I need to think because this always happens. I am 46. We're in 2026, right? Yeah, I'm 46. Oh my God. This is getting worse and worse. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm older. This has been happening with me since I'm 16. Why? When I turned 16, no one believed me. So every year after that, no one ever believes me. So I just didn't care anymore. You know what I mean? I don't care to say my age because no one believes me. I became a mom. Guess what? No one believes my age. No one even believed that I was her mom. So it has really actually nothing to do with the fact that, with age, with time. No, I can honestly say that. The day I had my 16th birthday, some of the kids that came, literally would not believe me. They thought I was younger. And that has stayed with me throughout my whole life. My third youngest sister always would look older than me, even though I was giving her one of my cards, ID cards, to go to the disco. We did this once. We went together just to see what would happen. And exactly what I thought was gonna happen happened. They didn't card her, but they carded me. But yes, they still had to look at her ID. But they put more pressure on me than they did her. And I was like, what? And we both laughed because it's my freaking card she had. And the same happened to a few years ago. We went to see an R-rated movie, and the lady literally said, "Excuse me, you can go in there. This is an R-rated movie. You need to be of age." We both looked at each other and laughed, me and my sister. And then I said, "Here's my card." She's like, "Oh, okay, okay, okay." So I just had to clear that there because and it's never stopped. I literally got about a year ago 20 years old that the person thought I was. It is what it is. I am not complaining. And again, this, I think the reason too I've said this and I've expressed this many times for many years, still to now, people would always ask, what do I do? Why do I look the way that I do? I have no example. I have no idea. I cannot tell you guys if it's how I eat. That's why I don't like to share certain things, because I don't want you to think that this really and truly is a soul contribution to why it is I look the way that I do. I think honestly, I believe it has to do with more. It has to do with a full. It's a broader perspective. It has to do with how you see yourself, how you value yourself, how you love yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you make time for yourself, and those things come in how you eat, how you dress, how you rest, how you say no, how you think you can and are allowed to say no to things or people and situations. That's what it is. So that's why I've never honestly been willing to say it. I use this foundation, I use this skincare product, whatever. I've never been willingly open to say that is the thing. I've always just said I think it has a broader stretch to why it is I think I look the way that I do. But secondly, I can honestly say too is because of my personality. I may be a person that can say no by the drop of a hat. I am a person that could tell someone get out by the drop of a hat, or I walk away. But at the same time, I don't hold on to things. I'm spontaneous and I love to have fun and I love to just be present in life. You know what I mean? And I pay attention to my body, my mind, those kinds of stuff. So I can't really say this is why I share the things. And it took me really truly some time to be able to share these things online. What do I eat and etc. Because I don't want people to think that is exactly what makes me to look the way that I do. I know it has more. It is it truly is what you feel about yourself, because if you don't feel good about yourself, you won't show up in the ways that would reflect that innerly and outwardly. Daily, no, I come here for this live on Fridays at 2 o'clock, exactly this time. In my time is 2. I know maybe later for you, but this is my time, and I only do this on Fridays here on YouTube. I do on Wednesdays on TikTok the same time, and then I come back again on TikTok on Saturdays. I'm trying to find a spontaneous window during the week to come on YouTube to do a live like this. But when I come on Fridays, I usually have a topic to talk about and stuff like that. But again, this week, this is probably the second time I've done this. This week is just, I just have nothing in that context, you know, to teach you that you want to think I'm teaching. I'm just being me. Every time I've come on, even though I'm going to share something, some information, it's still me. I just was choosing to structure it in a different way. But today is just free chit-chatting, no tea. I forgot the tea. I was too hungry for the tea. So and it's either in my bedroom here or outside according to phone charge situation. So yeah, So if you have to go, I understand, but thank you so much for being here. And yeah, look out for me on Fridays again. I always schedule it here. I don't know how that works, really shows up, but I schedule it every Friday, rain or sun, energy, however it is. Unless I'm not really and truly doing well, I will let you guys know. There's live or no live, but once I know I could come on and my voice, guys, that's the biggest part for me. The reasons why I came on this year the way that I did is because I started this parasite cleanse last year and my throat and my body was in a mess. I couldn't speak. My throat it was really horrible, and so I'm just been showing up every single day, speaking where I can, not just moving, and now see that? I am happy. So I do podcasts. I have 2 scripts there, guys, that I've been looking at it like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Another idea came up. I wrote it down. I'm gonna do it. So, and this is the key. You cannot let this stress you out. The key to any success is that you have to enjoy. You gotta show up, yes, but know when you're supposed to rest. Usually, it's important. And if the universe puts it to where you really have no choice, trust me, you needed it. So just do it. But make sure that you know that you're present in that resting space state, because sometimes we're resting and we're still thinking about other stuff. Don't do that. Enjoy that rest, because when it's time to move again, you're gonna be moving. That's what you gotta do, and that's why I love the here and now. I've always been that person that knows this before. I mean, Eckhart Tolle is older than me. True. But for him to write that, we are already in the same frequency. Because the first time I found out about that, again, it was from my ex. He was like, you have to read this. Have you ever heard about it? I was like, huh? And he's like, yeah, this is so you. So when I read it, I was like, I literally read it and I was like, but it's common sense. Sorry to say it in that context, but, and again, that's what I mean by I'm very much so a worldly being that is beyond, my mind wants to say beyond all realms. Because I know there's different realms. That is something I already know of, truly. Thank you. Okay, yes, I'm sweating. I would love to open the door, but I can't. All right, guys, so a few more minutes and then I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna go eat something again. That was just the starter. The starter for today. What I have later, I made some more congee rice with the apple cider vinegar. I put garlic in it, and I'm missing aglio olio. If anyone knows what the Italian, but mostly with the garlic and the oil, olive oil. Oh God, when I tell you guys, I'm missing having something like that. And I'm simply not making it that way because, again, because of the parasite situation, there's certain fats that I should not be doing for them, and that will be a bad one, where I have the oil in the garlic in the frying pan really cooking for like a good few minutes. I could probably only get away with it for 2 to 3 minutes, but if I do it longer and have the in this case I would use rice, crispy and nice, which I love. So my Arabische person, I love tadik. I love tadik. I love well, not white rice, but I love rice in general. I'm very much Asian, Arabish descendant of some sort, because I can eat me some rice. with some nice olive oil and really good olive oil and salt. For me, that is that is excellent. But I don't eat rice that often either. So and I don't eat pasta because I'm gluten free. So I did have a brand in Germany that I use gluten free pasta that I would do that ali olio with and stuff like that. But when it comes to rice, I don't eat it that often. So what I used to do too, I would do the same with the gluten-free pasta. I would just have the pasta with olive oil, a really, when I say really good olive oil, you know, when you dip your bread in olive oil and you taste that rich olive oil taste with salt. Yeah. And being in Europe, I loved it so much. So um I have somewhat closeness to it here in Trinidad as best as I can, you know. But it's because I have the memory, I have the taste buds there, so I can still get away with it. So I cook the congee, and just before it's to get even more poppy, I put the garlic in there and then a little bit of oil. And then when I put it in my plate, I put a little bit more olive oil because it's going to be good. And this olive oil is better to eat that this way than the fried way. And a pinch of salt, sometimes cayenne pepper. My mom always looks at me. Even when I lived up in Europe and we would call each other, she would like, "You're just eating rice? That's poor people food." I'm like, "Aunt, well, I know it ain't poor people food. Trust me, I know that, but that's how they look at it. So not we. That's another story. I'm not getting on that. But I love that. Oh, hi, thank you. So I'm just chit chatting. I am chit chatting about the fact that I'm getting ready to leave soon, and I was just talking about what I'm gonna eat. I cooked yesterday congee rice, which is ja yeah, jasmine basmati rice that I soak overnight in lukewarm water with apple cider vinegar, and I cook it the next day. But the texture of it is not like al dente Italian style rice and pasta. No, it is actually very, very cooked down simply because of my gut issues. I cooked up also cabbage, red and green cabbage with some lentils, turmeric style, and also, but this was the day before the cabbage. Yesterday was a congee, and also yesterday I cooked I just steamed up some spinach, Trinidad spinach. It's very different. It's a long bush. I didn't buy it, my sister did. So I'm gonna have some of that today. Um, and I'm still feeling for cacao. So this is another thing I've been doing, guys. I would take the cacao ball and cut pieces off. I don't use the grater. I didn't like how the grater I don't know what's the word, was giving me the cacao I wanted. So I would use a knife and slice it. And what would do is I would put the cacao pieces in a bowl, pinch of salt, and when I have nuts like the almonds, the pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds or walnuts, I would put some in a bowl, and that was my snack. You gotta find your ways to treat yourself. You can't, you know. And again, in order to love yourself, don't think that you have to. How was it? What I want to say? You have to do the same thing before, or that you can't enjoy a new way to treat your body, to love your body. It's all in your mind, literally. But this is a really, really good thing. My mom wouldn't do it. She looks at me always like, okay. But yes, I've been slicing up those cacao balls, um, pinch of salt, and then I would just add a few pieces of nuts if I have any to it. So I don't have any. hopefully soon. But yes, trauma with cacao. Oh, I apologize. Wow, what kind of trauma? No, I'm not going anywhere. My life is ended. It's literally ended. I only come on here for an hour. Again, I usually come on Fridays with a topic to discuss based on what my family that, have already seen and understand about me. Just to talk about, to share, and it's just for me to be present, also for you guys to keep understanding and seeing me, my perspective, how not just my perspective but my openness to allow us to shift from certain mindsets we have, or or what society feeds to us. And it's for me simply just because I want us to find the ways in which we can empower ourselves. There's been so many tactics, manipulation from societies for decades that it has been influencing us, that making us think it's one way or the other. We have to believe that versus the other. The negativities of certain things that comes within ourselves or from outside is definitely negativity. I just find ways for us to help us to try to grow, you know Yes, are you in Trinidad? Yes, I'm in Trinidad and Tobago at the moment. This is your excusez-moi. Okay. Okay, this person here. Well, hi Trini. Hello Trini. So okay, you had a trauma with cacao, truffle. I like that. Well, that's a good trauma right there. You went through the whole box. Oh my gosh, it is too cute. Oh my God. I would then say to you, I had that same trauma once. I couldn't put it down. Truffles, especially in Munich. Oh my God, I would send these to my mom every so often. They had this box of truffles. When I tell you that is some good ass truffles, rich, nice, thinking about it now, my mouth is watering. And I kid you not. And the funny thing is too, I ended up working in a store that supplied it. Your girl was buying it like crazy. And I have to credit it to my ex. As I said, my ex, he may be a narcissist, but he has good things about him. And this man loves dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. So when I found this box of truffles, it wasn't just me eating it alone, it was all of us. So we were buying these truffles like crazy and devouring it. So, and it was bitter, dark chocolate. It was amazing. So I understand you with that, with the cacao. So I definitely truly understand the feeling of having the cacao. That's why I'm giving it to myself. And thank God I only have one more ball left. I almost cried too because I wasn't sure if I was gonna get more, if I get more. So I agree with you. Um, so someone's asking me family members. It's a total of 5 kids. My mom has three, which is the first three girls, myself, and two younger sisters for her first marriage to my dad. And then my mom had two other separate kids with two different men. So I have three sisters and one brother. But I look like the baby and I'm the eldest. um, okay. Yeah, that's life. That's life, dude. The amount of stuff that I've experienced in life, from people that I don't even know me, from men that wanted to date me, from women that unfortunately I realize is jealousy issues, to family member as well having also jealousy issues with me. um, the one thing I could tell you, I learned myself. I learned why it is I say no. I learned to not give a damn when they started to have those hissy fits. That's what I'm going to call it, because many of them did. Trust me. Many of them did. Many. Um, and it just helped me more and more to just stay, con- how do you say, true to self. Because at the end of the day, with how I experienced the things that I experienced from, as I said, from men, women, family, sister, brother, people really and truly want you to ignore yourself, to change yourself, and to not give, what is the word, give to self. They, what they want and how they want it, that's all that they care about. So when you stand up for yourself in any way, shape, and form, the moment they have an issue with that is how you understand who you truly are. But it takes a lot of courage for an individual to see that and understand it. For me, again, I actually dealt with bullying from an early age from my youngest sister. My mom said we used to fight. I don't even remember all that, but the fighting piece, because I'm someone that I realized I would always pay attention to what she would bring up an issue with me on. And then I would choose, and I think that's the thing, I would choose what to respond to and not. And so that took me a lot away from always being aware, attentive to myself, attentive to someone else, attentive to what I'm choosing to to see, or to pick their issues on, versus just being content and happy with myself. And that had me also pull back a lot, just be with myself a lot. But it helped me really and truly see people for what they are. Too many people, their comprehension of what love, care, and etc. is a true extension of what they already do and feel for themselves. So when we take a step back and see those things, that's how you can be able to show up both for yourself and others, by knowing to choose, okay, this is what I see from this person, this is what do I want this or not? And people don't do this. People don't do this. I do. Why? Because I want me. I've always wanted me, regardless. Yes, at some point I did get to a phase where I would like to have one or two persons that would, see me as me and care for me as me, you know what I mean? But I still couldn't. It's like my body was already, or my soul is already that. I just cannot. I cannot deal with any kind of bullying from someone. And it's, again, it was never just about the fact that they just choose to. It is an extension of who they are. It's a trauma, a trigger that they already grew up into. It's already embedded in them. This is one of the reasons why I say too, you cannot change someone who doesn't see what's wrong. You cannot. The only how someone would change, I call evolve, because change is like changing a t-shirt and then the same thing is there. Evolve is because they see it and they want it. Only when they see it and then they want it, then they can actually make actions and show up time and time again to rewrite and become that new version of self. I don't accept shit from nobody, and I haven't. So yeah. And most of my family I don't speak to. The same sister I had an issue with. Our father put us out on the street. I was 20, 19, I don't know, 14, 15. I don't have a relationship with him. My other sister and my brother, last year and the year before, these two they had an issue. I saw it. I already saw it a while ago. But it finally came out. And guess what? I don't care. I don't talk to them. I really don't. Thank you. But with that said, I'm not a mean person. And this is what had helped me too to understand why it is people react the way they do and have these hissy fits. I simply state forward, no, this is not what I want. Simple. Then comes the reaction, then comes the behavior. When I see that, that already tells me what I already suspected, but this is now a confirmation. Then I always ask myself, Julia, what do you want? This is it or not. You may like the person for all these other good traits about themselves, but this one is too much for me, or this is something that I don't even do to myself or feel about myself or wouldn't even treat someone else. I don't want that individual in my life. And this is what many people need to do. Yes, there are great people out there with shitty personalities or just one particular trait that is not acceptable. The question is understanding, if you want that person in your life, you have to accept all of that too. But if you can honestly say you don't, do not string them along and yourself, because all you're doing is putting your both selves in stress. So as much as you like someone, walk away. And I have had this before. I met a young lady in Germany in 2022. Amazing young woman, amazing. When I say young woman, she's younger than me. Amazing, beautiful, etc. But she had two things about her. She even knew it. We even talked about it. But again, because I know myself, I literally said to her, hey, I like you a lot, right? But these particular things about you, you've already shown your face already to me about it, and I've told you about it. I like you, but this is not what I want in my life. You need to go your way, I go mine. You already know what it is you want for yourself, what you want to evolve from those specific traits. Pay attention to it, see the triggers, understand why, so that you can do so if that's what you want. But other than that, I like everything about you and I understand those traits about you. I completely understand it, but it's not something I want in my life. We have to go our separate ways. I wish you all the best in your life, etc., etc. And that was it. And that's what I did. And this has been the thing with me that really and truly made me aware why it is I've always had people bark at me after the fact that I say what I have to say. I'm not beating around the bush with no one. I want to get to know you. I want to have a period with you. But if I see something that is not what I, like, I'm going to say it. If you say that I hurt you with something, I want you to say it, and I'm going to show up differently. And I do that. I make that very clear. So I expect the same, but I expect it from me, because not everybody's going to show up that way. But I expect it from me. And so because I expect it from me, that means I'm not going to accept any crap from nobody else or lower. If I accept it from me, I'm going to show up. I can say sorry, etc. Then guess what? I will expect and want it from other people, but I'm not going to force it. So I prefer to walk away or tell them to leave. Plain and simple. That's the key. And there I need to go, guys. I am getting hungry. I'm going to eat somebody soon. I don't know if you hear me with the microphone. I'm holding in my hand. But I have to be honest with you guys. This is the only reasons why I believe the universe has asked me to show up here. It took me some time to show up as to be able to speak these things, because I've always just been me. I've never had to express this or to teach this to people. But time and time again, with the universe sending people to me on the street, in the bus, in the maxi, in the taxi, whatever. People talk to me, people tell me everything. I understood this, but to extend it into a different way now to help others, to, you know, just, it's more or less to lift your spirits. It's more or less to help you to see that sometimes the things you think may be negative from outside, who's saying that it is, isn't. It's just a um a part of you that was needed for the situation and the surroundings that you were in. Sometimes we were in a space that required us to have certain perspectives, and the reasons why things comes up from someone or something outside of yourself that you see is because the universe is telling you it's moving you out of that space. So now it's moving you out of the space, and you don't know when. You don't know when, but it's moving you out of that space. It's showing you things that is asking you to leave you, because you're moving forward. So those emotions, those perspectives, those traumas, whatever, it's time for it to go, because you're moving forward. New environment, new situation. But two, the reasons why I'm showing you two, to understand you're moving forward, is to understand that when you're moving forward, you can understand why it is you were in that surrounding. It helps you evolve. Evolvation is for you to understand all of self, past, family, certain outer exterior situation, so that when you move forward and new things come, you can understand it as in, oh, I'm not to beat myself up. Oh no, okay, I just need to have more boundaries. Those sorts of things is evolvation. That's what evolvation is about. But we've had this comprehension again from decades that certain things is negative and you can't look at it, or else you would make yourself think that you're bad, you're doing something wrong. No, it's all a reflection to what was placed in you that wasn't yours, or from someone else, or that was just needed in the situation and the space that you were in. Simple as that. That's how I look at it. And the reasons why I look at it that way is because of how the places and spaces that the universe has always put me into. I was like, I don't need to be here. I don't need to see this. I don't need to experience this. But then when the lesson comes, or the thing comes, then I'm like, oh, oh. And I have learned from time and time again to always look at it in that aspect. Why am I here? What am I to do? What am I not seeing? Etc. etc. And then when I get the information, etc., I just do what I am to do there, and then I move on. Because I don't ever sit still. The universe don't put me in one place for too long. So yeah. All right, guys, I've got a mosquito in my room too. I need to kill, and I'm gonna go for the last time. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this live like this today. Again, I've said this before. I did this kind of live before, and I didn't really have such turnout as I have today. But yeah, I'll be back again next Friday. We'll try maybe doing it like this again and see what happens. Gute Nacht. In Germany right now, dude, I don't know. I have you on my phone. I'm not in Germany. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I lived in Germany for 15 years. I am now currently in Trinidad and Tobago, about a year now. Situations kind of took another toll. My ex put me out on the street when I decided to leave him in 2018, 19. And I spent a couple of years in a woman's home, finally getting my own apartment, but in court. I have a daughter with him. I have no relationships with my daughter. When I was her mother, the best friend of hers, not best friend, but you know, we were really close for 10 years. But he was still always doing things. Let's just put it that way. So the universe took its hand in the situation again, and I had to just leave Germany. I left a fully furnished apartment. I left my landlord a letter letting him know the situation. I left him with the deposit, fully furnished apartment, letting him know he can rent it out, lease it out to someone. He's gonna get more money because it's fully furnished, dishes, bed, everything. I packed 2 suitcases and did not know where to go. I'm American citizen, but I have my dad and my sister there that I have no relationships with because they have issues, and that's not me. I honestly would have never thought I would come back to Trinidad, but this is what the universe said, and so I just said whatever. So I am currently in Trinidad and Tobago. It's about a year now, and this is what I am. This is where it's at. And I had a job and I quit because I've always wanted to have my own business. So my mom is taking care of me for the first time in a long time, actually, since I left Trinidad. When I left Trinidad at the age of 16, my sister and I, second one, we started working at the age of, I was 18. Yeah, 18. She was 17, because my dad and his wife, they did some things, guys. So, and I was the eldest. I was already cooking and stuff like that. So I got a job. I would cook for my sisters, shop for our clothes. And my mom already had 2 kids. And so whatever money I was able to spare, for years I was doing this. I was sending home to my mom. So, I still want to be able to take care of my mom, but I have to accept what the universe is doing and just be. But I'm on here creating stuff. I love writing, stuff like that. So I'm creating journals. Everything is in my vault. It's just a matter of when is it gonna be public for people to get their hands on and stuff like that. I have ebooks that I've written. I've already posted some of them on my Substack account, but those other things that I haven't published is still in my, I call it my vault of creation. I have a kids story thing that I created too. So yeah, just letting you know. I do a lot, actually. I design some scarves. I love fashion as well. And I started doing these things for me. But one idea came to the next idea, and that one design came to the next design, and so I just said, you know what, let me have fun. If it is gonna be something, it's gonna be something. If not, I just let it all go. I let it all go. So it's the reasons why I put my story with the princess in the rose moon in my gazette, because I really want a book, and I just want to keep creating, so I choose to do it in this way. Share it. The same with when I started posting my poetry. I just started reading my poetry on my second account that I created on IG. And I said, okay, cool. Share my art. A lot of my art is stuff that I would love to have in my house. And I did the same with my apartment. I had two to three paintings that I made in my apartment. One I blew up really huge and I loved seeing it. So I again, a lot of the things I really do, I started first for me, and then I'm like, okay, But anyways, guys, thank you so much. Good night. And check out my page some more if you have more questions. You can write me. Substack is where you will find my ebooks, my workbook, my coloring books, recipes. Some things I haven't posted quite a lot of recipes because, as I said, I don't, but anything else. And I have 2 Substacks publication. So funny, so funny, so funny how this happened. But hey. So one is Julia Janelle Belgraves. So I keep that separate for some things. And the other one is Light and Love Within, same as with here. Same as with my no, I mean as in my YouTube account is the Light and Love Within. My IG is Julia Janelle Belgraves because that was my modeling page for clients and agents when I was modeling. And the second one is Light and Love Within for the creativity, the poems, the art, face to camera, conversation, talks, those kinds of stuff. And then I have a TikTok. Facebook was always there from the very beginning, from my days in America. I just got into Snapchat, but she's barely getting any love because of I'm all over the place. So yeah, check me out. Go on to Google, put my name in, and it'll direct you to all my my world. Bye guys, have a wonderful night, and I look forward to seeing you again next Friday or tomorrow on TikTok. But yeah, take care, have a wonderful weekend. Please enjoy yourself, and I look forward to seeing you again. Good night, bye bye, au revoir, bye, bye.